Hello, thank you very much for having time and for joining me and for watching me on this very channel. This is Akoto George Inspires YouTube channel. I'm very grateful whenever you have time to watch this very video because our future is bright and there are a lot of things we need to learn in order to become great in life. And this is the channel that I keep recommending to you, and I tell you that keep on subscribing if you haven't done that, and then send a link to a friend, send a link to a family member, send a link to a loved one, let them subscribe and let them watch this very video. I also comment that you also bring out your comment in the comment box, and then you also like our videos. After this very video, there are a lot of videos that you can also watch on this very channel, and I believe that our life will never be the same again. Quickly, in today's episode, we are going to look at a very interesting topic, and we are going to discuss it and learn how we can have something good out of it. It is very important, and there are a lot of controversies around, but I believe strongly that in as much as there are controversies around, there are a lot of mistakes that we can also learn and build on for our future. So a week before the 18th of June, I had seen a book cover on the WhatsApp status of one of the biggest brand of authors in Ghana. The book was written by one of the finest and calm actresses in Ghana. I immediately became glad and congratulated her in my mind. I was highly elated to see her writing a book because I am a global author. The book was titled I Am Not Yvonne Nelson. Frankly speaking, I was amazed. I stared at the title several times trying to figure out the content of her book because her title was strangely opposing her name. As an experienced author, I concluded that it may be a book of memoir or bibliography. Either ways, she settled on that title to make her readers curious, just like I did initially. On the 18th of June, I was at a meeting and I decided to glance through my phone around 12 midday, only to see the name of my all-time favorite music rapper, Michael Owusu-Addo, bearing a household name as Kwakye and Yvonne Nelson, running all over social media, not excluding their images and the abortion tax. Wow. Wow. We will look into this very issue. Don't go anywhere. Stay glued and keep on recommending this very video to friends. I became more curious and I started to probe into the daily fame that was occurred all of a sudden in the midday. I admire these two people in the music and movie industry a lot. One of my team members immediately called me because everyone close to me knows my admiration for Kwakye's brand and his rap albums. Honestly, I was not shocked when he broke the news to me because this action is secretly inevitable in the society, but a lot of questions started running through my mind hastily after the call ended. These questions were: why is everyone focusing on the abortion with Kwakye? Why is everyone focusing on her relationship with Ayana? Why is everyone focusing on her DNA test with Peter Ala Ajete's children? Is there not any lesson to learn from the book of the movie icon? These are many questions were unanswered by myself on that very day. Or let me put it, these questions were unanswered that very day in my memory. As a staunch reader, from childhood and a global author, I ordered for a copy of the book I Am Not Yvonne Nelson on the following day to cure my numerous unanswered questions. After reading the book, I learned uncountable inspiring lessons from the book because my mother used to quote an Akan adage that says there is mensa in every house. In the local language, yabeka say efie bia mensa ewo. Ebi wo mfie, ebi wo fie, ebi wo bia fie. We cannot overlook the gap in a book, which is normal in every memoir or bibliography, but we must also stretch on the prose, where inspirational future lessons can be learned by all and sundry in the society, irrespective of our economic, family, environmental, and societal background. Let us look beyond the cons, which I referred initially, that there is mensa in every house. In as much as people have their different perceptions, opinions, and suggestions in the Ghanaian society concerning this very book, beloved, I am here to point out the positivity that we can stand on to make our nation, our family, and our life great by the grace of God. Her book, in my opinion, is the most criticized memoir in Ghana, but I must also admit, without doubt, that her memoir is the best so far that addresses challenges and issues of our 21st century generation living in Ghana and abroad. This live premiere, titled I Am Not Yvonne Nelson, Lessons Everyone Must Know from her book, is an inspirational content that contains summary lessons from the book I Am Not Yvonne Nelson. This very content has been made simple to watch and easy to understand by all and sundry. The lessons are not complicated, and the renowned life coach George Kwakye Akoto drew directly from the mindset of Yvonne Nelson, like a flowing river from its main source. Everyone will not judge I Am Not Yvonne Nelson by its cover and will never misconstrue the content after watching this very video. Relax and watch till the end. Subscribe to this channel called Akoto George Inspires, because we have an amazing and unimaginable video that is going to set you ablaze in achieving your dreams and goals in life. Bring your suggestions and questions through the comment box. Recommend to a friend and invite a family member to also watch. Let us move straight to the lessons. Yeah. So, beloved, the first lesson in the book is very simple. Yvonne Nelson was advising us that we should not rush into fame, because if we rush into fame, it has a lot of negative impact in our lives and in our future. And I believe that she is a famous lady. She knows what the industry entails. She knows what the movie industry and showbiz entails. Let me put it in that way. And so she was advising the youth, especially the ladies, not to give their bodies to people in order to get a big stage or a big platform. It can be seen in the book, page 3 and 4, whereby she was advocating and advising young people to relax and not to rush into fame. And she was talking about the fact that there are a lot of ladies that give their bodies to producers and other people in order for them to cast a role or in order for them to become famous. So I believe we must learn from it. And she said that if you don't take care and you do that, you regret in the long run and in the future. Emma bebre and in social media because they want fame. A man kofo bebre mebunu, we are rushing into fame. We are rushing yenyama bebre because we want to be famous. Yvonne Nelson is saying that we should be very careful and we should not rush into it because it has a lot of negative impact in our lives. Well, a word to the wise is in the north. It me pamocho mo amunua mano mo nanfofo mo guest mo and nam TikTok ne social media, WhatsApp, breathe their church just because they want people to see them and they want to come to the limelight. Yvonne Nelson is saying that they should be very careful. Send a link to them, invite them to watch because it is very serious. Alright, lesson number 2. Yvonne Nelson, in her book I Am Not Yvonne Nelson, in the page of 5 and 6, something remarkable happened. Now, when she was in class 5, according to her, there was a guy that was her classmate, and they were in primary 5. So this guy was called Eugene Nelson and she was called Yvonne Nelson. So one day their teacher called them, that's their class teacher called both of them and then asked them a simple question: are you siblings? So Yvonne Nelson was shocked because she and the guy wasn't having anything in common. So definitely she will be shocked, just like I would be if I was in a shoe or in anyone's, or any one of us here will be in a shoe. Now, the teacher, okay, is the reason why Yvonne Nelson started discovering who she was and started searching for his or her parents. Okay, so the teacher was the reason why Yvonne Nelson started searching for her parents, because if the teacher told Yvonne Nelson and Eugene Nelson to go and ask their parents if they are siblings. The teacher was called Mr. B.B. Grant, according to the book page 5 and 6. But you see, I asked myself, why should a teacher be curious to the extent that if two people are having same name, the teacher should ask them if they are relatives? Ladies and gentlemen, my viewers, please, this one, the teacher wasn't credible. Even if you have discovered that they are siblings, you know they have different parents, why don't you contact their parents and then ask their parents if they are related, rather than connecting these two P5 children? So I believe that is where the confusion started in Yvonne Nelson's life. So we can understand that here the teacher didn't try at all. The teacher wasn't matured in this very case or in this very scenario. So we must make sure our children are being taught by credible teachers. Very important. And if you are a teacher and you are watching this very video, you must be credible. You must show integrity. You must show a good responsibility if you are teaching these kids, because you don't know what you may cause them in future. I believe someone is understanding. Lesson number 3. Now, something also amazing happened. Now, the teacher has already put something in Yvonne Nelson's mind, and in the book of page 12, 13 and 14 of her book, she was saying the fact that anytime her mother want to hurt her, the mother will insult her that she was or she gave birth to her by mistake. All right, and the mother will be saying a whole lot of things, that I gave birth to you by mistake. You have been given, your father is a foolish man, and all those stuff. So Yvonne Nelson was saying that these words hurt her so much, and she realized that she was strange from her other relatives in the house. My people, we have to be mindful of words we use on our children, and this is so real. There are a lot of ladies who have given birth to some children, whether by mistake or intentionally. They use a lot of abusive words that can hurt their spirit and their soul, and this tend to demoralize children from growing into their potential, from growing to become great. So Yvonne Nelson had to go through a lot to overcome this kind of mindset, because according to her, the mother kept on repeating. Anytime the mother get angry and want to insult her. So please, those of us who are mothers, who are fathers, in conclusion of this very lesson, those of us who are parents, who are potential parents, let us be very careful and mindful of the words we use on our children, because it will go a long way to either impact them negatively or positively. Lesson 4. We must not force our children or people into career against their interest. We must not force our children or people into career against their interest. Now this happens a lot in our daily lives. It happens a lot in our environment that we find ourselves in, whereby a parent or a mother or a father will force the child that I want you to go and do science. I want you to go and do this kind of program or this kind of course in this university. But sometimes the question is, if the child having interest in what you are telling him or her to go and do, or the career you want your child to move on, if the child interested in that career, if that his or her passion, so it is also an advice to us. So in the pages of a book, that is 19, 20 and 21, Yvonne Nelson was saying that she wasn't good at calculation. She was very bad at mathematics, but her mother forced her to do accounting or to do business. Okay, and I believe that the mother did that because perhaps the mother was a businesswoman. Okay, according to Yvonne Nelson in the book, the mother runs a very mini supermarket at somewhere in Dalsoman. So she was forced to go and do that very program, and this really affected her. It really affected her, because according to her, the only time she was very happy on campus, that is Agri Memorial Zion Senior High School. So basically, when you read those pages, Yvonne Nelson failed her WAEC. Those days it was WAEC, okay, around 2005 there. So Yvonne Nelson failed her WAEC because of accounting. Okay, so because of accounting, or because she wasn't good at mathematics, she failed her WAEC exams. So this takes us to our next lesson. That's lesson 5. And the lesson 5 can be seen in the page of 22, 23 and 24. Now, in these very pages, Yvonne Nelson had completed her WAEC exams. Now she is in the house. The result came, she didn't do well. In fact, according to her, she couldn't even write the accounting WAEC exams just because she thought she would fail. So she has completed, result has come. Now she didn't do well, and that was also another burden. But then she cannot be blamed much because she was forced to do a subject she didn't like. That is according to me. She wanted to offer general arts, and then when they went to agri, general arts is fully subscribed by people, so the only vacancy there for her is business, and the mother forced her to do the business program. So basically, even though she could have done better, but then she can't be blamed. And that is why if we are parents or if we are guidance, we need to be very careful of the decisions we make on behalf of our children or our kids. So when Yvonne Nelson completed school and then the result came and she had failed, now people rejected her. People didn't respect her again. People were looking down on her. Now she was uncomfortable in her house, in her environment, in her area, because all her mates had passed their WAEC and they've gone to school, somewhere in the university, somewhere in nursing, somewhere in the colleges of education. And so according to Yvonne Nelson, she was rejected and she felt like her destiny has been terminated. She felt like nothing can be done with life. She was just alone. Now it was a burden for her to write the private exams, which normally we call it NOVDEC, in order for her to sail through and move to another step of her education. Now, whenever her mate or her colleagues comes to the house, they don't even want to associate with her because they feel like there is nothing good in her. And it happens to a lot of us. Sometimes things happen and we are not able to move a step ahead in life, and our colleagues, our peers, our friends, our family move ahead than us, and we feel like nothing good can come out of us. We feel like we cannot achieve that goal. We feel like our dream has been shattered, so we just sit aloof and we give up in life. But hey, come on, brother, sister, Yvonne Nelson is saying that in this situation that she found herself, that was when she realized that no, she needs to do something to step up so that she can also be recognized. Whatever you are going through, if you are late in life, maybe you think a lot of people have gone ahead of you in terms of everything, please, in this video I am encouraging you. You can make it. Rise up, start afresh. Wherever you feel, start. If you feel 100 times, start 100 times. It is possible. You can achieve that dream. You can achieve that goal, because she also made it. You can also make it. So move ahead, fight ahead, and one day you will be celebrated. So Yvonne Nelson said she didn't give up. So she realized that she needs to write the private exams and she needs to excel. So she made time and made up her mind that she was going to write these exams and she was going to excel. And definitely when she wrote it for some years, she went through, her result was better, and she went to the Central University. Now, at Central University in 1100, something happened, and that moves us to lesson 6. So lesson 6, here I discovered that some friends can be God sent depending on our choice of friendship. So the kind of friend you have will determine where you will be in 5 years time, in 10 years time. The kind of people you associate with will determine the level of destination you will reach. There are a lot of youth currently, they are associated with people that have bad mentality, people that have bad attitude, people that have bad behavior, people that always say negative words to them. and this does not help them to move ahead in life. So hey brother, hey my friend, look at the kind of friend that you have. I am saying this because in the page of 45, 46 and 47 of I Am Not Yvonne Nelson, here Yvonne Nelson was saying the fact that there was a friend called Karen, and she is still friend with Karen over decades now, and they were still friends. Okay, so Yvonne Nelson was saying that she met Karen. She wasn't all that close to Karen when she was in SHS, but one of her friends, okay, was close to Karen, but apparently they were living in the same area. So when that friend moved to school, indirectly Karen became her friend, and they were going to contest for Miss Ghana. So Yvonne Nelson says that she has to contest for this, but initially she gave up because she thought she was far from going through the audition. But the friend Karen encouraged her. The friend made sure that she was going for the audition. In fact, the friend taught her what to do and what not to do, the kind of food to eat, the kind of things to do, so that she can go through the audition. And definitely she listened to the friend. And in fact, let me put it here that it was a good advice. So the friend advised her in the right direction, and definitely she ended up on the platform of Miss Ghana. And those days Miss Ghana was a very big platform, and Miss Ghana exposed her. Okay, so please let us be careful of the kind of friends we choose and we associate ourselves in. I should be careful, you should be careful, everyone should be careful. Currently, the youth of our time doesn't care about those things. They think, oh, so long as the person is a human being, that person needs to be my friend. But sometimes there are people that needs to be your friend. There are people that needs to be your area mate. There are some people that needs to be your classmate. There are some people that needs to be your schoolmate. There are some people that needs to be your church mate. So you have to know the difference. So please, we have to be very careful. So if it wasn't a friend called Karen, we wouldn't have been knowing Yvonne Nelson by now. But the friend appreciated her, the friend encouraged her, and then she ended up on that very platform, Miss Ghana. And she was the third runner-up. Okay, she was the third runner-up. So that gave her the fame. Alright, now lesson 7. In the page of 47, 48 and 49, Yvonne Nelson says something very great and very remarkable, that it's about time and it's about season. Okay, when opportunity comes, it opens for you if it is your time, if it is your season. Okay, so we must learn to understand the time and the season. So she was advising us to learn to understand the time and the seasons. Okay, there are a lot of people who are rushing to a lot of things and it's not their time. Okay, and I keep saying that if you rush in life, you clash, and if you clash, you may get hurt or you may die. So please, those of us who are rushing into a lot of things, it is a matter of time. Yvonne Nelson is saying that if you prepare yourself and your time is up, definitely nature will let you go through. Now she said this because after the Miss Ghana, there was nothing no more for her. So one day she was going to eat with a friend called Karen, and then they met a producer. And when they met the producer, Abdul Salam, so when they met the producer said, why is she coming for audition? Because they have known her on the Miss Ghana platform, and she wasn't aware of any audition going on. So she was forced to go for the audition, but she rejected. So later they called her to come because the person who was supposed to cast that very role wasn't around, and they called her to come. It was very tough for her. She didn't want to go because this time around she was at Central University and she doesn't want to joke with her education. So when it is your time, You won't struggle for it. When it is your time, automatically God will bring it to you. But what happens is that most of the youth of our time, most of us or most people, they haven't prepared themselves. So even when the opportunity comes and it's their time and it's their turn, they cannot perform. And definitely, if you can't perform, then you step down for someone who can perform to what? To take over. So please, even as you are preparing for your time, your season, and even as you are waiting for the opportunity, keep on preparing yourself, keep on praying, keep on trusting God, and when the time comes, you will shine. Boom. Alright, so lesson 8, and I love lesson 8. Now, when Yvonne Nelson started casting the movies, okay, there was a movie called Princess Tyra, and that movie exposed her to the world, okay, more than Miss Ghana. Now, something happened. In 2010, she was banned from the movie, and it can be found in page 50 of a book. In 2010, they banned her from the movie just because a producer, okay, was making advances, okay, with her. When I talk advances, like the producer wanted to date her or be in bed with her and she refused. So later the producer started giving her attitude and they had to ban her. All of a sudden she woke up and she realized that boom, it was on social media, it was on the media, graphic, everywhere, that Yvonne Nelson has been banned from the Ghana movie production. So apparently she was confused, and I know as I'm speaking you have to feel it. I'm feeling for her. Hey, you ban her from movies, so what next? So she has saved and invested the money that she had, so she started the YN production, that the Yvonne Nelson production, that has premiered about, has premiered about 14 movies. Alright, so in page 50, Yvonne Nelson was advising us that we must learn to save and invest irrespective of the amount. Even if you are getting 1 CD, you must learn to save and invest. Even if you are getting 2 CD, you must learn to save and invest. And this is really true. Now, people want big money. People want big salary before they can save and invest. But Yvonne Nelson is saying that it doesn't matter the amount you have. It doesn't matter the amount you take. Just save and invest, because you don't know tomorrow. You don't know the future. You don't know what will happen. So like, as they banned her like that, if she was having nothing in her account, she would have been stranded. She would have been broke by now. She should have been disgraced. Should have been embarrassed. So she would have no option than to go and sleep with the producer, so that maybe they would just cast her into some rules. Okay, so we must learn to save and invest irrespective of the amount that we get. Now, lesson 9 is very interesting. I believe we are following. Sure, you have to follow. Lesson 9 is very interesting. Now, page 51 and 52. Yvonne Nelson says something, and I could deduct from it that we must endure and persevere to our way to the top, because it always comes with physical and spiritual obstacles. Wow. Now, here Yvonne Nelson said now she had become famous. Now she was hot cake. Now she has started YN production. But even as she started YN production, later some of the producers came to see her behind the scene, even though she was banned, and she casted roles for them behind the scene without people's awareness. But I think later the movie came out. Alright, so what happened was that she had an attack. Okay, she had a lot of some of the attacks were physical. A lot of people were trying to hinder her from moving ahead, and it is true. In a lot of industries, a lot of companies, a lot of societies, when you are moving ahead, people try to bring you down. And in Ghana, we call it pull him down. Pull him down. People will try to pull you down. But Yvonne Nelson is saying that it doesn't matter those obstacles. Push it. Move ahead. And you one day be celebrated. You one day become a testimony to glorify God. So this takes us to lesson 10 of her book, I Am Not Yvonne Nelson. Now at page 52, something great and testimonial also happened. Now, she said she was casting a particular type of movie, or she was working on a movie, and then all of a sudden she realized that her eye was red, or her eye has become red or reddish, if I should also add on top. So she had to wear spectacles or shades to cast the movie. So all of a sudden she realized that the thing was becoming west. And I love this place. At page 52. So Yvonne Nelson said one day she entered her room. She was naked. And she lied down and prayed the whole day. Wow! She prayed the whole day. And all of a sudden, the reddish vanished. And the eye was clear. And she went back on road. Or she went back to cast the movie. Wow. So, and I like how she framed that very place, because she stated it emphatically that she is known as someone who is not spiritual, but when she prayed, God listened. What are you going through? What you are going through, do you think it is very tough, beloved? Put it to the Lord in prayer. Put it before the Lord in prayer. There are a lot of people, they cannot even exercise that faith. Yvonne Nelson said in the book, page 52, she said it was a crazy faith. She had a crazy faith that God can heal her, God can touch her, God can deliver her. And really, that day she prayed the whole day and God did. Wow, let's clap for God. So please, whatever you are going through, if you put it the Lord in prayer, keep on praying about it, keep on telling God about it. I believe strongly that one day God will come in for you, as she did for Yvonne Nelson. So, according to her, and that movie that she casted blew her mind. In fact, all the movies that she did, that particular movie was the best, because God was in it. My beloved, God will come through for you. Everything that you are going through, let us keep trusting God. Let us put it before God and she will come through. Now, lesson 11. I love this very place. Wow. Now, in the book of I Am Not Yvonne Nelson, page 55, 56, and 57. And that is where the controversy is. And that is the abortion. The abortion chapter. Now over here, Yvonne Nelson said because when she had a problem with the eye, fine, the eye was clear, but she casted the movie. Later she went to the hospital and they discovered that she was having glaucoma. So because of that, she looked inside her family and then she realized that her grandmother was blind based on glaucoma. So she was taking her medication seriously, and then she launched the glaucoma foundation. So the foundation is doing well. So it also tells us that whatever you are going through, okay, you can be optimistic. There is solution in everything that you are going through in life, and you can come out big out of that problem, out of that situation. There is a turning around for your good. And so she, from senior high school, she has always been interested in music. So she decided to have a music, and she featured a lot of people, including my very own, my admirer, my rap doctor, my rap star, Obede Sarkodie. Hey, this issue, Charlie. So she said when she featured Sarkodie, she started talking with Sarkodie. So they started becoming close. They became very close, and they became closer. And she was very emphatic and she was very frank that the relationship wasn't stable. But all of a sudden, something happened, and they had unprotected sex, and she got pregnant for Sarkodie. I don't want to continue. This one, we all know the story, and even my only admirer Sarkodie came back to reply with a rap or a music, and it has also become a lot of hula baloo in the society or in the world or in Ghana and all those stuff. But then, you see, I believe there is a lesson we can learn from here, and I'm focusing on the lesson. And Yvonne Nelson said she regretted that very abortion because she went through a lot of pain, and she admonished and advised young ladies to be very careful when they are doing abortion. But Charlie, the issue is Sarkodie crowd oko Yvonne Nelson hokoye den. Charlie, so I believe that even as we are talking about this issue, which is everywhere on social media, it is an advice for all of us. Charlie, if you are not ready to give birth, don't engage in an unprotected sex. Period. If you are not ready for a child, don't even have sex. That be the thing. I believe we're back. So the thing be say abortion be common. Okay, people are doing secretly. But then we have to be very careful on it. And my dear ladies, if you see that this relationship is not going anywhere, please don't give yourself to him. I know my fellow guys will beat me, but it is well and it is true, and that is what Yvonne Nelson has regretted. Okay, and she's advising us that we should be very careful when it comes to unprotected sex. I will not go into details about this because the issue is very dicey, and everyone is saying the side of the story. Sarkodie is saying his own side of the story to favor him, and Yvonne Nelson too is saying the side of the story. But whatever it is, the lesson here is that we should avoid unprotected sex if we are dating, or if possible, avoid sex, abstain from sex before your belly start become big, or you go impregnate someone and then abortion comes in. Me, I'm done. Yvonne Nelson, etumufu. Alright, so lesson 12 at page 58. Here, the lesson 3 is that we must always let our past inspire our future while we continuously learn from our mistakes. So here, Yvonne Nelson was narrating a story whereby she has learned from her mistakes. So she was very careful when she is engaging in those kind of acts. Alright? Sure. So there are a lot of people, they are not learning from their mistake. So she was advising us that your mistake, your past, you have done a lot of mistakes in your past, but then it must inspire you, it must motivate you, okay, to learn and do something great in the future. Or say yema yabakosem and share yen crying na yenye den yen kuko yenim kosi say ye bedin kunim. Wow, there are a lot of people mama bakosem akoma fe mama bakosem akoma she mama bakosem a chechero. The mistakes they did, okay, have entangled them, and they are not trying to stretch and move ahead. But Yvonne Nelson is saying that it doesn't matter what the abortion she did, that was in her final year. She didn't let those things, okay, or those mistakes influence her future. So brother, sister, you must not let your past influence your future. Lesson 13 in the page of 100 in the book of I Am Not Yvonne Nelson. Yvonne Nelson is saying that we must have principles for life if we want to be successful in our career. Now here, she was talking about where she has been exposed to the Nollywood or Nigeria movie industry, and then a lot of producers now trying to propose to her, trying to enter her pants, trying to do a whole lot of things. People were hooking her up to a lot of big men and all those stuff, but then she was principled that she was not going to succumb to any of these things. She was not going to let those things enter her for them to get into her pants. Okay, she was principled. She was standing firm, and she was making, okay, her gift, okay, or her skills, okay, speaks for her. So please, there is no great person who doesn't have principles in life, and there is no achievement without principles. So please, a lot of youth nowadays, the wind is just blowing them like that. In this 21st generation youth, the wind is just blowing them like that. Wow, it's just like dancing. Hey, we are dancing like this. Then they also go to TikTok. Hey, hey. The next time we are dancing, they'll go to TikTok. Hey, they want to move with the crowd. They want to move with the people. But Yvonne Nelson said that if you want to stand out, if you want to become great, you need to be principled. Lesson 14. Wow. Page 101, paragraph 6. Yvonne Nelson advised young ladies to be very careful who want to become stars, that they don't give themselves to any other person. They should let their skills and their potential, their gift speak for them. They should train their gift and their potential, so that people does not, or men in the movie industry does not use them, okay, in bed before they cast them in movies. And I believe this one, it runs through the book, and we have talked about it several times. Even that was the first lesson we talked about it. So please share the link to your sisters, your friends, your family. You are not doing well if you are not sharing the link. You are not doing well if you are not subscribing to this very channel, because there are a lot we are learning here. Alright, now lesson 15. We must learn that working out to attain success is not all about money. Alright, now page 111 here, Yvonne Nelson, okay, had already given birth. Okay, now she wanted to come back, okay, on movie, and she had to beat all the odds, even though but then she wasn't looking at money. And when she gave birth, from the time she got pregnant and gave birth, okay, to her daughter, she had to halt YM production. Now when she came back, she made sure that she beat all the odds, even though based on passion, so that movie can come back to Ghana, or Gollywood can stand on its feet. So she was not looking at money. She was looking at her passion, just to make sure Gollywood, okay, is doing very well. And a lot of people, they love money more than their passion. They love money more than their gift. If money is not there, they will never do the work. Now lesson 16, page 112. We must confront our fears, uncertainty, and self-doubt in life. So Yvonne Nelson said when she initially gave birth, okay, she had become shapeless, okay, and now she has become more slimmer. So the thing is that she feared, okay, to cast a movie, because she thought people would not accept her like that. So she was doubting herself, but she had to confront her fears, okay, and cast the movies, and it was great. It was very great. So young man, young woman listening to me, watching me, viewing me, please, what is your fear? What are you uncertain about? What self-doubt do you have? And it happens in our society. Please confront it. Please, you can make it. Please move ahead. Please, it is possible. Even if you don't have anything to hear or watch in this video, I, Akoto George, I am telling you that confront your fears, confront your uncertainty, confront your self-doubt in life. It is possible. You can make it. We can make it. Now, in the book, I am not Yvonne Nelson specifically at page 121, 122, and 123. Yvonne Nelson was narrating a story whereby society put pressure on celebrities and celebrities succumbed to it, but she had matured on those very things, and we are going to look at that story very well. Now, she said she used to post her pictures on Instagram, and not knowing, one lady has observed that she was wearing a particular type of slippers in all her pictures that she has been posting on Instagram. But according to her, she just wear those things unknowingly. Anytime she wore those particular type of slippers, when she goes out, someone will want to have a picture with her. So she got very angry and she got very upset, and she was advising us that we should not let society put pressure on us. We should be ourselves. Celebrities are not superhumans. Celebrities also have pains, they have feelings, and I believe here I side with her. There are a lot of people who are not even celebrities. I'm just talking about people all over the world, even in our generations. There are a lot of people who look at what people will say. They doesn't want to live according to their life. They don't want to live within their means. They live to impress the society. They live to impress their friends. They live to impress other people, and they are living a fake life. So Yvonne Nelson was advising us that we should not try to live a fake life. Please, we should not live a fake life. We should be real. If you don't have, you don't have. Don't go and nowadays, because of social media, someone will try to be putting some nice pictures on social media just to feel big and just to impress society. Please, we should not impress the society. We should live our life based on our standards. And of course, it takes us to our last lesson in this very video, where in page 126, Yvonne Nelson said she had now matured and she is now focusing on things that matters most in life. And she named some of the things that mattered to her, and that is her business, her YN production, and then her daycare school that is having 50 students currently. So I believe strongly that, as I'm concluding, we must also pay attention and focus on things that matters in life. What matters to you in life? Is it your career? Is it your education? Is it your business? Please focus on it and stop focusing on what people are saying in the society. Stop focusing on the pressure that society will level on you, and please let us focus what matters to us in life genuinely. Thank you very much. I'm glad you have joined, you have watched, and you have stayed through to the end. I'm very happy. Please keep on sharing this very video. Keep on recommending this very video to friends and loved ones. Please subscribe if you haven't done that. Just press on the red notification bell, and then please put down your comments, and don't forget to like this very video. Mepa Chow Yvonne Nelson say, Emma society for pressure and 2 years so Emma live fake life. Mama boy ya brabo ye na ye ma ye ni hwe ade a ehia yen pa ewo abrabo mu so. Thank you very much one more time. My name is Akoto George. I am your friend and your brother. Please don't forget to subscribe, because our next premiering is going to be mind-blowing, and there are a lot of videos on this very channel that you can also enjoy, and it will build your life and it will bless your life. Bye bye.